Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for your time today. I'm a recent graduate of MIT Mechanical Engineering, and together with Jorge and Donald, we're the three founders of EQORE, an early-stage startup out of MIT Delta V. And let me share my slides. So our goal behind EQORE is to innovate energy storage to tackle the biggest challenges faced by the electrical grid. Peak demand management, congestion, upgrades to the aging infrastructure, all of these issues can be helped by adding more storage to the grid. Without it, one of the immediate consequences is rising electricity costs. Now, how bad do those get? Here's an example of an industrial utility rate in California, which in just the last few years has tripled. That, for some of the facility owners we know, to move their business or even shut it down. While some storage is getting added to the grid, it needs to happen faster and cheaper, and that's exactly what EQORE does. We offer an end-to-end energy storage solution that generates scalable savings for businesses. It is installed on the side of a facility behind its electricity meter and serves as an optimizing filter between the facility and the grid. It changes the shape of the electricity usage from the point of view of the utility, which makes it cheaper. Now, from the point of view of the customer, nothing changes. They continue operating as they normally would while our system runs in the background, generating savings. And those are scalable because distributed storage can help the grid in a variety of ways that can be monetized. So accordingly, we're stacking different revenue streams within our software to maximize the value of every battery deployed. Now, tying this back to integrating storage faster and cheaper, most battery providers focus either on front-of-the-meter utility-scale deployments or on tiny residential batteries. We, on the other hand, are enabling private, commercial, and industrial customers to afford their own storage. These customers have a burning demand for battery-enabled savings, yet they've been vastly overlooked. So much so that existing C&I BTM offerings only feature manual, highly limited controls, meaning the customer has to somehow plan battery behavior on their own, then try to implement the simplest version of it and keep updating it on their own as well. So our software allows us to operate the battery autonomously and intelligently, achieving much higher optimal value extraction. Now, thanks to that efficiency, we're able to offer ROIs as high as 35% before any incentives, which finally allows us to provide affordable storage to businesses and close the gap in the market. We're also working to tackle one of the biggest bottlenecks in the industry, deployment, by focusing on simpler BTM installations and optimizing every step of the way. We're streamlining storage integration. Currently, we have 6 paying customers, and 3 of them are already moving through our installation pipeline. And to showcase our value proposition for this customer in California, our system with a footprint of just 30 square feet and the total space requirement of 160 square feet is projected to produce over 62,000 in effortless, pure savings every year. The resulting payback is just 3 years without any incentives, which is only the fifth of the system lifespan. So we're quite excited to launch it in the coming months. And last but not least, our Ask. Another customer of ours is part of an international manufacturer called Alberts. Our project with them opened up a one-to-many approach where a successful outcome in one company location can lead to deployments in the others too. So we would love to connect to more similar enterprises with multiple energy-intensive facilities. Please feel free to submit a contact form by scanning the QR code on the slide. And thank you so much for your attention. Happy to answer any questions.
Great, Valeriia. Thank you so much. So again, please post your questions to the Q&A tab and indicate which startup it's for. But I'll get started first. So you're targeting and mentioning energy-intensive manufacturing facilities, but do you see opportunities for other sectors as well?
Yes, absolutely. We've started with energy-intensive manufacturing because that's where the cost savings and ROI are most immediate. But our approach is designed to scale. As we develop our software further and improve our unit economics, our customer base can really expand. And for example, in the near term, beyond industrial, we see opportunities in commercial real estate and large-scale retail. And longer term, we could install in multifamily residential and even individual homeowners.
Fantastic. And you mentioned the software enables the stacking of multiple revenue streams. Could you speak to that a little more?
Definitely. So, as I mentioned, distributed storage typically can be useful for a range of applications across transmission, distribution, and behind the meter parts of the grid. So, on the transmission side, that includes a variety of services like energy arbitrage and frequency regulation. In distribution, it can be all of the transmission plus deferral, meaning helping substations level out the load. And behind the meter is most interesting to us because it can provide both transmission and distribution level services, but also individual meter services where we actually unlock the most value. So, say peak shaving, time of use shifting, automated demand response, backup, or solar self-consumption. Happy to explain those further as needed.
Fantastic. Thank you again, Valeriia.
Thank you.